So this is a quickie review of a movie that came out a couple months ago that I finally got around to seeing on Amazon Prime for free, because it was free. Today's Christmas Day. And it was Asteroid City, one of the Wes Anderson movies. He's done a bunch of movies. Rushmore, Bottle Rocket, Darjeeling Limited, Royal Tenenbaums, the bunch of them. Yeah, Budapest Hotel, a bunch of those. Yeah, so it's a kind of a quickie review. I mean, everybody's kind of seen it. The movie is about a strange town where everybody's dialogue and personalities is like kind of like aliens, kind of like they're in an alien world kind of thing. Well, it's because Wes Anderson tends to write his stories like everyone is autistic. That's fine. But yes. So yeah. Yes. So yeah. All-star cast. Is it Oscar worthy? The Freight Train song should be nominated, but yeah, at the end, that's cute. But the way they do the dialogue, is that necessarily Oscar worthy? Not sure. Certainly cinematography. They make this weird 50s surreal sort of like Asteroid City, this plot, the town, look a certain way that, yeah, definitely in terms of cinematography. If they haven't nominated it for anything, I'm not sure. And maybe they'll convince the oldsters that it's good by showing them 15 minutes of it during the dramatic scenes. This is a comedy, drama, a sci-fi film. I would say comedy, not drama. In this case, it has, the humor is subtle and witty, so it's almost British humor, but American style. In that it's subtle, it's not hammerable. The only stuff that doesn't work in the movie is that in 1955, if there was anything queer coded, you didn't see it on film. They didn't show that, and there's a couple of characters that are queer coded. Really, and I guess which was funny. I would totally put that in a modern movie. That's awesome. But if you're doing a period piece in the 50s, probably wouldn't do that. Yeah, you wouldn't show two guys kissing. You would never show. You wouldn't even show a couple in the same bed in the 50s. It wasn't until the breakout series of the 70s where they were like, it was shocking in the early 70s when the titular TV show, The Brady Bunch, the sitcom, The Brady Bunch, put the Brady parents in a bed together. Oh my goodness, they're in a bed together in 1972. So that tells you how long into the future that they didn't want to do that. They've been showing couples in bed. Oh, they were very obsessed with that. They did not talk about the queer coded stuff. They just didn't. That's not what they did. But this story is like a fantasy play, and they're constantly breaking the fourth wall, and they're constantly taking you out of the story and showing you weird things are going on. The very clever use of an alien that shows up, a space alien that takes the meteor from them for a while, for a year, and then comes back. A lot of the interactions, the humor comes from the interactions of the characters. I think Red Letter Media already reviewed this movie in addition to some others at the same time, and they liked it. I agree with them. Yeah, they liked it. It's quirky. It's fun. I didn't like the Royal Tenenbaums so much, for the same reason that I liked this one, so it's kind of weird. The idea you have the quirky characters get a little too quirky, but I did like Grand Budapest Hotel, and Darjeeling Limited was good too. But yeah, the Rushmore, which came out about 7 or 8 years before Napoleon Dynamite, is considered the idea that they were trying to get with Rushmore. Well, Rushmore is the original Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite's the sequel. Well, it's not really related at all. It's a different director, but Napoleon Dynamite guy was thinking of Rushmore when he wrote his version. That's what I mean. So yeah, he was borrowing liberally from it. Yeah. So here we have, maybe not. So here we have Yeah, I'm gonna do like dialogue in the movie. Break the fourth wall. The characters. It's supposed to be a play within a play. Shakespeare, all the Shakespeare, but through the lens of very autistic man doing story. I also liked Isle of Dogs. That was I don't know, Wes Anderson movie. Isle of Dogs. Yes, that was it. But yes. Yeah, told through that lens. I don't know if he actually is, but he's definitely a victim somewhere. But yes. Yeah, it had Johansson and Robbie and a bunch of other people in it. So a bunch of Sophia Lilly's in it. A bunch of people are in it. So yeah, you've got yeah. But they're playing these bizarre, quirky characters who live in this desert town. A widowed father and his 3 kids come to this town. Right, there's 3 little kids. The kids are the actresses are pretty good. They're not annoying. They're insane. They think that they're witches and they're gonna bring their dead mother back. She's in a Tupperware. Is ashes, I take it. There's a grandfather. There's a guy having an affair with another guy offset. The actor is having an affair with another guy. In the context of the story, there's the father is a war photographer, ex-war photographer. I take it in World War II. This is 1955, so it's a little after that, and 10 years after that. And he befriends the local town curiosity, this actress in the story. He befriends the actress. I think it's Scarlett Johansson, and I think that's who that is. And Scarlett Johansson. They made her up to look very plain, even though she's not plain at all. They did a good. They made everybody look quirky and strange. One scene they replace a main character with an understudy, which after he meets a lady that walked off the set, that's pretty funny. Then they harken back to that with the other scene. I think that's Margot Robbie playing the blonde girl. I think that's who that is. And then there's there's other quirks. I would say it's not a drama; it's a comedy. Yeah, it was. It's not a comedy, laugh out loud comedy. It's a science fiction, quirky science fiction comedy movie. Everything is comedy drama. There's drama elements, and Wes Anderson and his people in the comments here tried to make it sound like they were telling a message about the government taking over, because after the alien shows up, the government captures the town for like a year, but it's told in a quirky way where they break out of the thing and they go to the papers to the phone. They call the phone. They're not supposed to use the phone, and they do, and the kids break out, and there's also a planetary alignment that makes no sense, but it doesn't matter. It's a high fantasy anyway. From the vantage point of 50s people who would figure these things were what they are. There's a gag about Pluto being the 9th planet in there. There's a bunch of other So yeah, it was fine. I don't know if it's Oscar worthy, but it's fine. I'm nominated to add it to the Claro Awards list, I guess, for but it's not necessarily like 4 stars or anything. It's not Rushmore. So yeah, it's mostly about the characters and the character study and dealing with this, trying to figure out what this alien creature that comes down, like CGI looking thing, takes the asteroid, takes off. The government swoops in because they're near an atomic testing site. Could be the entire, and they keep emphasizing this, like, you can't sleep until you wake, and can't wake until you sleep. It goes on part of the end. It's like a dream. Or a Requiem for a Dream kind of deal, right? But it doesn't become a meme, so yeah, no, I gotta make a meme out of that. But yeah, it was fine. It's quirky, it's fun. It's worth a rental, 3 stars probably, 2.5. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah. Now in the case of this movie did suffer from from everyone talking softly, the whole movie. But it works because, in this case, because put it at that level, you just have to turn the volume up. I probably wouldn't have dug it in theaters as much as out here, because people would have been reacting to it. But yeah, the actors do a good job and stuff. The brainy kids, that's funny. The older ones are like a bunch of teenagers that are the brainy kids in the science fair thing. The three little girls are just the three little witch girls, but they're and there's Episcopalian children. There's a bunch of them. Apparently, there's like I thought it was Mormons originally. It was Episcopalians. They mentioned what it is. Another form of church. And these kids come to town, and they're like science fair winners or something, and they've come to town as part of a tour group. They're in town, and so they're going to go to there's astronomy stuff and towers and stuff up. They try to figure out where this signal's coming from. That's from space. There's a bunch of that's goofy stuff. A play within a play, reminiscent of the later Estelle Knapp story, but I had not seen Asteroid City, so I didn't know that was the plot. So I didn't mind. I hadn't seen it at that point, and I was just assuming from the trailers, we can shoot it kind of like that because it's in one spot. From the trailers, well, I've seen the trailers. But yeah, I like the theme song at the end is probably the wackiest thing in there. There's like a roadrunner in the background, dancing around. The Freight Train song. That should get an Oscar for song, I think. It's insane. You listen to the Freight Train song from this movie, the lyrics are insane. So, kind of a nuts. There's a little bit of OCD in there, so it's not quite autistic, but it almost is. It's almost both. Like their reaction to each other is similar to that in Napoleon Dynamite, but this guy did it first in Rushmore, so yeah.